Hi everyone, it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Hope you're all well. Just pop in here, see if anybody's about. We've had a good day. It's nice to be fresh on Monday, isn't it? We used to be fresh on Monday years ago. Horrible. Monday was not good. But every day is good now. Every day is good when you're sober. Every day is good when you're sober. Hi everyone, that's hello Paul, how you doing? Hope you're well. Good to see you. I'll put these glasses on so I can see what people are saying. Hi Kitten. Weather's been quite decent. When I was in Durham today, it was quite nice. Not too bad. A little bit of rain on the way down, but not as bad as it used to be. Actually, been quite a good summer, isn't it? Even for the northeast, to be fair. Hiya, Beavies, Bunce. Strange names, isn't it? Good names, though. Hope you're all well. Flange Cool. Actually, fresh out of rehab here in New Zealand. 80 days sober and counting love of his. That's fantastic. Just back from London. Oasis, I bet that was good. There won't be any costs for the WhatsApp group. There won't be any. Who said that? I didn't say that. It's only $9.99. If you can't afford that, it's only 30 pence a day. You don't have to join. It's but we're going to be getting some good content on there, you know. I bet Oasis was good, yeah. I didn't know they were on his tour, to be honest. I've never really been a big fan of their music, but I think they're pretty good. I'll give Oasis a heart. Wonder what age they'll be now, them brothers. Got to be 50, haven't they? They've been around quite a bit. Simon, cycle class at the gym. Good man. See, a few healthy habits creeping in. You've got to get yourself back to, fitness again, haven't you? You can't just lounge around and feel sorry for yourself if you're not drinking. There's a lot more to life than that. Because we spend so much money, spend so much time in the pub, don't we? I just wanted to go through a few things about anxiety because I put a video on tonight about how it's affected me quite young, really. The anxiety. It was quite a pivotal part of my illness, to be fair. The anxiety. I'm just going to have one of these alcohol-free Guinness. And a cup of coffee. So the anxiety crept up with me when I was in my sort of early 20s, really, mid 20s. Well, not every day, but after I had like a bit of a binge, you know what I mean? I started to feel a bit rough. Didn't feel well on public transport, all that sort of thing. And then it settled down a bit when I wasn't drinking too much. Things would be a little bit better. But over time, anxiety became a major issue where I couldn't function at work properly. Wasn't good. And I just became less confident, I think. That was a big thing that hit me. My confidence level was just zero, really. It was just, it took me down every time I had a heavy session, like a weekend off or something. I came up north and had a few beers on the way up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm back from Monday night, and I think, God, I feel really, really quite ill. But not particularly physically, just in the mind. And I started to have problems on the underground and felt a little bit sick, but nauseous when I was travelling and all that sort of thing. It was really bad. And then obviously, you've got, this is why it's called, a lot of people refer to it as Hangxiety, because it's the anxiety issues coupled with obviously the hangover together. I got hangover and anxiety. Jesus Christ. No wonder we weren't feeling well. And that, in time, leads a lot of people into drinking the hair of the dog to try and feel a bit better, or even in the top of drinking, where you get to the point where you just cannot function properly. Basically, you can't work properly. You're very unproductive. I did a little short one video today. I know a lot of people say I'm a functioning alcoholic, but you've got to remember that a functioning alcoholic is only one step away from a non-functioning alcoholic, which is someone who's down the bottom of the barrel, isn't it, really? A non-functioning alcoholic, you're pretty knackered, aren't you? You've got to remember that. you're not far away from being at stage 5 where you fall off the cliff, really. I'm going to put my number in here if you want to join this WhatsApp group. I've got a few members already, but we need a few more before we start putting some sort of exclusive content on there. Obviously, it's +44 if you are outside the UK. Yeah, anxiety was my. I think the anxiety took over my life quicker than the physical symptoms. To be honest, you know what I'm saying. Anytime my boyfriend has a day off, he gets on the excuse I've worked all week. And the advice I can pass on. The best off if he's got a problem, then trying to one-to-one with me. I've got a lot of people off the booze like that. There should be a link in the description part of the videos. But a lot of people will say I worked all week. I deserve a beer. I've got a friend who does that. He's only 42 and he's got liver issues. No, I worked all week and I deserve a beer. Well, he drinks every day anyway. Every time my boyfriend has a day off. Yeah, I said that happened to me as well, man. Just had time off. I used to go on the drink. It wasn't really because I felt I deserved it. I just to like it. I enjoyed it. And the habit became an addiction. But I don't know how to do that WhatsApp thing. I'm not very good with telling a bit of a simple one. Can you text people? If you can text me on this number, I'll do it for you. You must have WhatsApp, or you must have a text, surely. Text that number, I'll take you through it. Yeah, so anxiety was bad. And then obviously the anxiety made me drink more, really, because I felt well. I would drink to try and get over that. And then it caused me more. But physical symptoms came in a lot later, really, because things like cirrhosis are very progressive. They don't normally present until people about 50 years old. But I was speaking to a nurse who's a specialist liver and gastro nurse the other day, and she was saying people in their 30s are getting cirrhosis because they're not maybe out all the time, but they're drinking more in the house, they're drinking stronger lagers and wine and that sort of thing, you know. So yeah, how's you? Hope you well, mate. You're such a nice bloke. I've not had a drink for 2 months and feel so much better. It's amazing, isn't it? I wasn't like a super drinker, but I got done for a day or 40. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It can affect all parts of your life because you work, you drive side of it, and people get to bother with it. You get too much of it, get out of control and drug the cable and all that sort of thing. And they get disorderly, disorderly, all these offences. And Section 5, public order. It's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? Mapex, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So you got to be very careful with it. Treat it with respect. If you can keep off it. Tony, okay, I was a bus driver, nothing to do with the bus. In my car, lost my job and everything. See, no good, is it? I have known people, lorry drivers and all sorts, be pulled over on the M25 and been drinking in the cab. And, they've lost a lot. Well, because we're drinking in the cab. Because we were addicted then by that stage. But there's obviously a lot of people who will just have 3 or 4 pints and drive rather than getting a taxi. And they lose a lot, won't they? You say, lose your house, lose your wife, lose your boyfriend or husband, lose your job, the whole fucking lot just for a few drinks. So the first mistake you make at the end of this drinking cycle is going for a drink. Because you might have one, most people going for one, and then you have 2, and lowers inhibitions. As your inhibitions lower, then you'll just think, I might as well have 4 now, I'll get a taxi home. You get a taxi home, you get home late, you don't feel particularly good, you have a few more drinks, and then you've got to get the car from the pub in the morning, you might be late for work, and it just goes on and on and on. There's no adverts on here now, so if you want to drop a super chat in, please do. If you find these lives helpful, or there's a coffee link pinned at the top there as well. This was Saturday night and was sleeping well attempting in my car by the police boat was on by blue 119. Jesus. Yeah, I mean that's drunk in charge. I know it's a bit of a technicality that. I mean I was never one for doing people for traffic or even drink drivers. I worked in central London most of the time. It was mainly public order problems. robberies, assaults, clubs, disputes, drunkenness, that sort of thing, It was a bit different. That's why I was late. I thought it was 10 p.m. Oh, see, but I'm going to do 10 p.m. maybe weekends. This weekend I'm coming, I'll be away, but I'll let you know about that. I think 9 o'clock's a good time on a school night. I know the schools are off, but you know what I'm saying? Because quite a few people got to work. I've had quite a busy day. I've got a few things to do. Yeah, so Tony was just saying that even sleeping in your car, you got a few drinks, you can be done for drunk and charge. It's got no benefits, has it? Alcohol, there's no benefits at all. But yeah, back to the anxiety thing. Most of the guys I speak to and supporting the one-to-one, they've been very similar types, anxious, people pleasers, very caring types. And we're getting to get with ourselves in such a mess with it. The anxieties, for me, was the main. Well, it could have killed me. Because I would have kept drinking to get over the anxiety. And it gets worse over time, doesn't it? Yes, but what on earth is that all behind you? This wallpaper. It's fine moving the topic, no problem. I've got a few more topics here. We know about what alcohol does to the brain. I've just explained that. You've got this when you don't want to drink anymore. I'm not going to drink anymore today. I'm not going to have anything today. I'm finished with the drink forever. That's what I must have said that 1,000 times. I'm not going to have any more drink. And you start up here, right? That should resolve not to drink. As the day wears on, you start to feel a bit better. That's what might happen. You feel a bit of stress, and these two come closer and closer. You try to keep them apart. No one drink. It gets to 6 o'clock, and somebody brings up your fancy pint. And you think, "Oh, go on, I will." And when you hit that level there, you're back on the booze again. You've got to try and keep these things so far apart. This is your resolve not to drink, and this is your drinking. Keep them apart. If you have a bit of stress, go back again. Keep them two together. Keep two never should meet really. And that's what you've got to avoid with relapse. You're up here sober, and this is the drink down here. And you get closer some days, don't you? You've got to pull back again. It's so easy to get that flat line there, the two meet, and then you're back in the booze. And all the sober time is out the window. Well, it's 6 hours, 6 days, or 6 months. It doesn't make any difference. It'll get you. It'll bite you. It's horrendous. So you've got to keep that resolve high, and you've got to watch your health, because it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I went down to the point where I was really, really ill, dying. I suppose that was the best way to describe it. We might have gone about the sleep before. You have disturbed sleep. You think you're going to go, not really relaxed time, but you don't sleep, but you're off the night pain and whatnot, don't you? State of the UK today, booze is sedative and calm. I agree with that. The UK is knackered, isn't it, really? The cost of living here is much higher than any of the European countries I've been to recently. Much, much higher. And less value for money, if that makes sense. You have a good meal in Greece or Spain or Paris even. Better value. Better cutlery. Everything's clean. Waiters are more switched on. Professional. Food's better. Also, the traffic commissioners busted me down to provisional licence, category D. Can't work until 2028. Jesus, man, 4 years. Just for being in the car, no engine running or anything. Bit heavy, that way. When I first began drinking 6 years ago, additional hangover symptoms, headache, etc., were predominant. And my fishes do went away, and anxiety, yeah, bang on, Robert, that was the same with me. Because when you get the anxiety, that's you slip into withdrawal, and you see. So basically, the anxiety it stopped me from doing anything in the end. I couldn't even leave the flat. I couldn't get on. I couldn't drive. I certainly couldn't drive on straight roads, if that makes sense. I was okay on country roads, where there's a bit of windy road, but motorways, I was really, really worried about motorways. There's no rhyme or reason for it, really, is there? Why was I worried about motorways? I hope these lives are helpful too, because I've been doing it for 2 weeks now. You get a good core of people here. If they are helpful, then please think about dropping the super chat in. Doesn't have to be very much, or buy me a coffee. There's a link at the top there. Yeah, so that's very true. That your hangovers move on to withdrawal, and when that happens, then you know you're in real trouble. Trying to get it. Lives with the intention to drive, basically, because I was so sick, I went guilty. 120 quid fine. 6 months ban and a visit to the commissioner. Well, it hit you hard, man, Tony. James, how you doing? Anxiety became the most prominent part of his hangover for me. Yeah. It's horrible, isn't it, James? Couldn't go into a supermarket without panic. Stopped drinking over 2 years ago. No anxiety and long gone. It's good, isn't it? It's a much better feeling to be confident again. Because I don't know about you, James. I lost all my confidence. And I would drink to try and bring the confidence back and to get over the anxiety. But obviously, it made it worse, a lot worse over time. And you get sort of sucked into it again. Even if you've been, I was off for 8 years. And then I started drinking again. Very quickly, I was hooked on it again. And the anxiety was back. I drank more. It's a vicious cycle. And it never gets any better. Unless you can stop, of course. But also, I would encourage anybody to just stop. Because if you're physically dependent, you've got to get some medical assistance for that. Don't just stop. So what's your choice of music band you like? I do a lot of rock music. A lot of a bit of trance stuff. I'm quite eclectic with the music, really. I don't listen to classical music, anything like that, but I was into punk, rock and roll, that sort of thing. When I was younger, I played in a band. I played bass, U2, The Damned, all that sort of thing. The Stranglers in the day, Sex Pistols. Massive collection. Not collection, but a massive range of music. Neil, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I was just talking about anxiety initially and how it's affected so many people, probably before the other physical symptoms come along. Because the brain's so complicated, isn't it? Tony, I knew this book was a legend. Loves rock, but loves a bit of trance. Trance is good, yeah. I'm pleased you're feeling well. Neil, I hope everyone's doing well, actually, because the secret of this, the secret of all of this is get everybody off, isn't it? That's what I'm doing, to get everybody off the pen. Don't let anybody fall by the wayside, that's the main thing. It's not easy for some people, the anxiety is there before drinking. True, it was with me. I got bullied at school, I was really shy. But I was king of the pub, you see, when I got the drink. I thought, wow, I feel good now. Yeah, drinking makes anxiety much, much worse. Much, much worse. Neil has been off 25 days. Fantastic. Well done, Neil. Round of applause. Doing well. Keep going. Every day is a good day when you're sober. Break it down 1 day at a time. 1 day at a time. Don't think, well, I'm going to be sober for 6 months or the rest of my life. It's too much of an emotional hit, that, Gorilla. Many people start drinking because they have anxiety in the first place. Yes, that was my problem. And Bertie's as well, and probably a few more. Drink makes it much worse and turn them into recluse. But that's what happened to me. I became so insular, it was horrendous. Sausages of Valencia. I've just developed a big floater. I presume so. Neil, cheers, Tony. I started drinking because from the age of 17 I was a DJ. And I'm 45 and DJ'd until 2020. But once you've had the taste for it, yeah, you like it. That's the thing. You get the taste, as Mickey Flanagan says, the comedian. You may go for one or two and promise the missus you're going to get back by 7 o'clock, but you don't. Because one or two leads to 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and so on, doesn't it? You never just go for one or two, do you? That's the issue with it. And it leads, I said before, the first mistake you make is basically go to the pub, and then every other mistake on top of it comes from the first mistake. They're staying out late, they're losing the money, or spending extra money, getting cabs, going back to get the car, forgetting to have a shave, not having this shirt iron for work, all this sort of thing. It all comes into the mix of it. Betty, yes, recluse, I go for weeks not getting out. Yeah, I did as well. Why don't you do one-to-one, Bertie? The link's in the description. At least text me. Anybody wants to join the WhatsApp, I'll put the number up here. I'll put +44 because there might be some people from the States on here. Or otherwise. Even if you're just outside the UK, you've got to use +44, haven't you? Hello, Richard, hope you're well. Tony, if I have one, I'm having 10 and piss everyone off. That's what happened to me. I could never go for one or two. Why is that? The power of addiction, the doctors would say. Or psychologists would say the power of addiction. And it's very easy for people who don't drink much or who aren't problem drinkers. So, oh, you're losing self control and all that. But you really have to look after yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And you thought need checking really checking how well with his opticians. Yeah, looking at screens and that isn't good. It's not good for you at all looking at screens because your eyes become strained. Well, these are reading glasses only. I don't wear glasses normally, and I'm wrong side of 60. But I was told by the opticians I don't need glasses. So apparently you do. You need them for reading, and I thought, well, maybe I better get them for these screens. I just think that any illness you've got, this takes you off track a little bit. Anything that's wrong with you is going to be a whole lot worse if you drink. Nothing's going to improve. It's always going to get worse. Either niggling little things, but it's sugar diabetes or pre-diabetes is going to turn to diabetes if you drink. And it's just your whole body will just break. My mind broke down. My body broke down. It wasn't a good place to be. How if you've seen me, I've got some photos on. They're on the posts actually. Posts. On the community post. How thin I was and how ill I looked. How at 80 years old, I was completely grey, really, and deconditioned. Absolutely horrendous. It was just not a good way. If I wasn't living, I was barely existing. To be fair, it wasn't good at all. It was bad, bad way to live. It took me to nearly death. It's taken a few of my friends that died. Or some are in wheelchairs, some disabled. Not a pretty sight. When you go to more funerals than your weddings, is it? At my age, you floated. You're getting such a bad, but you're not getting coffee, mate. Richard, thanks for your coffees this week. I appreciate it. So you get swept up in the moment. It's okay to have a rare blowout. Just keep control. It is hard, wasn't it? It's hard to do that. Indeed, I'm off it now. Tony K. Keep off it. Claw myself out of the depths of alcoholism to get courage to go out. Then I end up in a pub and back to square one. You've got to stop it. Do a one-to-one with me, I'll get you off it. There is a way to get off it, if you follow what I'm going to tell you. But I'll do a package for you. Everybody's individual with alcohol, We all drink different amounts, we drink different things. And we're affected by different things. So drop me a line. I went on holiday with the missus, who's now left me in Spain. Left me, but in Spain. I enjoyed myself a bit too much. I didn't find it funny, but I thought it was fine. I was so wrong. People get sick of it. That's the problem. I hated alcohol most of my life. Really. Well, I used to love it because it got me over the stresses and strains of being a youngster. If that makes sense. It made me able to fraternise with the enemy, as it were. And I had a good time when I was young. I've said to a lot of people on here and people I support and mentor that now that chapter is finished, I have to move on. Hello, Rachel. How are you? Nice to see you. Have you been to the gym? That chapter's finished. Close the book now. Close the door behind it and move on to a different life. My late father said to me, you got to grow up. And he was right. You have to grow up and get a bit more common sense. If you can stop it without any major problems, then it's in here then, isn't it? Do not have another drink. Do not pick up the first drink. Gaza even says that. Don't pick up the first glass, Bit of a waste of bit of call, Tony. Sorry to hear that. Your loss. Not good. But of course, also it weaves its way in every part of your body, every part of your life, everything you do, your work, your marriage, your relationships, your children's well-being, everything. Peter, now 15 days no alcohol. Try and make it 16 tomorrow. Watch you everything. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Peter. And if you find these lives helpful, then please do drop a super thanks in or a super chat, and or there's a coffee link pinned at the top there as well. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, which has got a bunch of some videos in there and some members only material. We can chat to each other. What I'm going to do with this WhatsApp group is have it like a little sort of 24/7 drop-in place. We can ask questions. I know for a fact that after midnight, things go through your head, and you can't really ring anybody. If you're on this WhatsApp group, there'll be somebody around the world on our WhatsApp group, Alcohol Free Lifestyle, which you're all going to be a part of it if you want to be. And then you can just say, Magpie, what happened? Rachel, what happened? If we're not there, we'll get to you at some point. Because the dark nights are coming soon, That's when it'll come to its own. Summer's not so bad. I've got other things to do. But if you're actually stuck in the depths of winter on your own, it's nice to have some like a club. This is on for an hour or two. But if you've got somebody to chat to all night, you can chat amongst yourselves in a WhatsApp group. That's the thing. I'm lucky. I guess I can take or leave it. That's amazing if you can do that. Treat booze as a treat. Well, I think Bonds, you're fine with that. Robert, when I started drinking as a teenager, 2 or 3 beers was fine. Then you put 6. You need to get 6. Then eventually 18. Yeah, because your tolerance gets bigger, doesn't it? You become more tolerant to it. You need more and more drink. Richard Bruce, alcohol sweats. Sorry. Alcohol sweets were a thing in Holland. Really? I've never heard of that. Thanks, Richard, for that one. Alcohol sweets. Bloody hell, that's dangerous, isn't it? Not good. Another subject, because I've got another. Thanks for the donation there. I said if you want to drop a donation in with super chat, please do, or a coffee link, because no ads on here, and I hope everything flows better. Yeah, alcohol and mental health. We've just discussed that with the anxiety, haven't we? It is a mind-altering drug, and it makes some people more arrogant, more aggressive, more jealous, overconfident. Makes other people cry, get more emotional. And makes some people suicidal. God forbid. It's a very complicated drug, isn't it? And I don't think there's any distinction between, say, alcohol and drugs. Alcohol is a drug. So in essence, really, if you're drinking too much, you're a drug addict, aren't you? And once you come to terms with it, you get on here and you just realise that you're once you say I'm an alcoholic, it makes a big difference. You feel better straight away. Because for years I denied it, years and years. Tony had some funny times with alcohol. James Tape, I wonder if today's teens are as heavily influenced the society expectations of drinking as they were 30 years ago in my high school days. The more you drank, the cooler you were. Probably not, but they're still drinking. They're drinking stronger drinks. That's the thing. Because, as I said before, cirrhosis of livers presenting at a much younger age. So it means youngsters are drinking something maybe not as regular in the pub, but they're drinking something stronger. My messages keep sending before finish writing them. Sorry, I drink every day now. It's ruined my life. Well, I need to get my driving license, but scared. Oh, my Magpie, get into the descriptions. I keep saying it, descriptions. There's a link in there for beacons and for me, and I'll help you get off it. I do one-to-one mentoring, you see, and it'll help you a lot. That really takes the edge off. It does, but for how long? Not for long. You know what I mean? That's the problem. It takes the edge off all the anxiety and makes you more confident, but eventually that will just dissipate. So basically, you just got to keep fighting with it. You know what I mean? Let me just answer this. Okay, next one. I don't mean the dark nights when I was. Yeah, but it's when you sat alone and your mind's wandering, and you're thinking of all these things you want to ask. The WhatsApp group would be fantastic for that. I'm telling you now, really, really cool. Big style, because we know everyone needs support in life. Everybody needs support, and There's nobody I know that doesn't need any support. If they say they do, they're going to fail. I tried to do this on my own. Eventually, I had to be hospitalised. It wasn't good. Ian, what? Guinness Zero and Adam's Ghost Ship. Yeah, I've tried that Ghost Ship. I was a bit worried. The Guinness Zero is the best. I think it's really good, the Guinness Zero. I drink a lot of that. I like a long drink, you see. And it really sort of fills me up a bit. It takes the sort of, it's a habit of drinking that is the thing, isn't it? It's like people who smoke. You give them something else, or slow them down. Hello, Beef and Chicken, how you doing? And hello, Paul, how you going? That's two of the moderators in here, so you got to behave yourself. Dark nights, no, honestly, winter time is worse for alcoholics, I think. The loneliness aspect, anyway, was for me. I've got a partner now. When I was on my own, completely on my own, I had nobody to talk to, I had nobody to text, I had nobody to ring. I couldn't bother my parents at midnight, obviously. My daughter's got her own life in Manchester, she didn't want me ringing up. And I felt helpless. If you get into the WhatsApp group, I'll put the number up again. There's going to be somebody on this able to help you. Just text that number and I'll take it from there. There'll be somebody who will be able to help you and give you some advice. It's very important that you get a point of contact with everything in life. Doesn't matter what it is, you need support. If you say you don't, then you'll never ever survive without support. It's impossible. That's why they say that where behind every great man is a great woman, that sort of thing. If you haven't got support, your life will fail miserably. If you're trying to get off the booze with no support, then you're going to go back on it. Simple as that, 100%. So she's paranoid the day after the big session. Yeah, horrendous, isn't it? You think everyone's watching you, spying on you. What's all that about? Where does the rational part of living go when you're drunk? When you're addicted? And I wasn't drunk at the end. My last 5 years of my drinking, I was never drunk. I was just dependent on having a drink in my body to calm me down. And that's the problem, isn't it? I'll just mention again, if you want to donate to the channel, then please do via the super chat or the coffee link pinned at the top there. I mentioned a couple of times now about if we get 100 people on here, I think we should hire a venue somewhere, maybe after Christmas, have a meeting. I'd like the top 100 people to really push this. And it's a good interest for people. It keeps you sober. And if you're not sober, you're going to die early. Basically, it sounds fucking horrendous, that, but you will. Very few alcoholics live past 60. I might be quite lucky, 63, but I've stopped. Out of 20 years, I only drank for 5, 4.5. Had a long time off. But I did ask one of the doctors, did my being off such a long time for 8 years between 2006 and 2014 help? He said, well, not really. Your damage was done when you were young. So there you go. But I drank every day. But never spirits, never wine. But I'd had some in my system every day. Sometimes not a lot. But it doesn't make any difference. Your liver gets no time to recover. But you're missing Catherine. That's true. We all need a helping hand. Definitely, Paul. Everyone needs some help. No matter how strong you are, how independent you are, how wealthy you are, how fit you are, how good looking you are, how tall you are, whatever it is, how strong you are, you do need some help. Nobody's invincible. And nobody has it good all the time, Nobody has it good all the time. And so this is going to be fantastic for lonely times, and especially in the winter. If you're on the WhatsApp group, the number's on there, then it'll be even better. Because you can talk to each other, can't you? And then you don't have to have me whinging on and chatting away in the background. Or you can just text me and I'll get back to you. You've got 100 people you can rely on to get back to you at some point in the day or night. It's good. Support that, isn't it? Instead of ringing up the reception halfway at the doctor, I need to speak to the doctor. Oh, you have to go, to come next August. What the hell? I don't know what's happened to doctors. 4 years ago, I started the Spurs. What started in the Spurs, Bertie? Not that it makes any difference, because 8 cans of Budweiser or Stella is the same alcohol content as half a bottle of vodka. So, you got all that to contend with as well, haven't you? You're not just because you drink spirits doesn't make a lot of difference. It hits you harder maybe, but it's not good. Heavy drinking stuff. Why does heavy drinking turn to spirits? It never did with me. I never did spirits. I didn't like them. I tried gin and vodka and whiskey. To me, it tastes like perfume. Diabetes, right? I understand. Well, that's another problem with drinking, isn't it? Well, develop diabetes, which in itself is a problem. It could cause all sorts of issues. Pancreatitis is another one I haven't spoken about much. Lots of people die of pancreatitis and pancreatic cancer. The survival rate for pancreatic cancer is extremely low. Then you've got all the other cancers, esophageal cancer, colon cancer, all linked to alcohol. Obesity is linked to alcohol and malnutrition. Funny enough, it depends which way your body goes. I was very malnourished. That had an umbilical hernia, caused hiatus hernias, it caused so many problems. It caused lung problems. I didn't realize it could cause bone problems. Bone density goes down. You've got muscle wastage. You've got these fluid side of it when your liver shrinks. And, you've got these infections you can get. Horrendous. Alcohol is both a chemical and psychological problem. You need speaking to other alcoholics and conscious address. Yeah, 100%. The doctors don't know as much as you do, as much as I do, because they've never been through it. Unless you meet an alcoholic doctor. Doctors can prescribe certain things to you, and surgeons can fix you, put you back together again. But really, they have no knowledge of how you feel at this moment in time, or any time when you've been drinking. So they're a bit sort of lost. And they're getting hundreds of us through the doors every day. Because although people are saying people are drinking less, the alcohol-related disease, death rate from anything involving alcohol was the highest in 2024 last year than ever before. So the figures speak for themselves, don't they? We get 30s to 40s, could have had a chance to be successful in business. Yeah, I get you, Richard. We've all got regrets, but tomorrow's another day. You can't turn the clock back, but you can wind it up again. That's my mantra. If you're off the booze, you've got to be committed to be off the booze. You can't just say, tomorrow I'm going to stop drinking. You have to have a plan of action. You have to have a very strong reason to stop drinking. Because otherwise, you'll not stop drinking. Or just come back and bite you. I hope you're enjoying these lives and the rest of the channel. And if you are, then please feel free to drop a super chat in or buy a coffee on the link there at the top. It all helps keeping things current and helps me do research and all that sort of thing. There's a lot of stuff to do here to keep these going, and the videos and stuff. I relapsed recently and got sick again. You would, Nick. It's a problem with relapse. It really hits you badly, doesn't it? I had to go to the doctors, had blood work done, and the results came back today, and have been told my ALT levels are temporarily high. We need to stop them. Now, if you need any help one-to-one or do a session for you, there's a link in the description with all the videos. It's called Beacon's Link, or you can just text me. I'll get back to you. Samara, hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm starting these at 9 now, during the week, as it were, school nights, even though the school's on. Don't worry. Very good day. Samara's a very knowledgeable chap. We're all knowledgeable, aren't we? We've all been through the same or similar things. No two people are the same. But we've got this, alcohol works in very similar ways amongst most people. I mean, I was in hospital, a few people died. I don't know why they died and I didn't. But, some were less ill than I was. So there you go. I met a guy who had a transplant. He was looking pretty good. He walked in the hospital. And a couple of days later, when he was in the hospital, he had bad news that he's had this massive cyst or something in his liver, about 3 inches long. They had to re-operate, and I think he died. So liver transplants are not always successful. Leslie gets on here. She's the one. And it took 17 hours with two teams of surgeons. And she was in the same hospital. Princess Diana died sadly. So, she was in a good place. Leslie was, and saved her life. Let's not get to that stage, because I was not far from getting a transplant. I just managed to scrape without having one. I think I would have died if I had one. I was so malnourished. I was only 9 stone. I'm 6'3". You can imagine the state I was in. My liver was just failing. Most people focus on liver disease. Exactly. Yeah. You've got all your other issues. You've got brain problems, accidents, suicides, um, pancreatitis, kidney problems, bone problems, even lungs. I didn't know the lungs were infected recently. It's horrendous. Most people focus on liver disease. Yeah, it affects everything. Oh, look how many people kill themselves or get so depressed they stop eating. All this sort of thing. It's a hell of a drug. This. It's far worse than a lot of other drugs. I wish people would stop using alcohol and drugs because it's all drugs. Every alcoholic's a drug addict, in my book, anyway. Um, Next question was: is alcohol a depressant? Yeah, it is. It suppresses the brain, doesn't it? It's a depressant drug, something as that. Stomach ulcers, bleeding, balance, numbness, high blood pressure. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. A lot of people I know have had strokes and some have died of heart attacks, and it affects the blood pressure. Most people I know at my age are on blood pressure tablets. I'm driving pulled into a lay-by on the A2. Well done, somewhere. Talking and listening with a group like this will really help those who are finding it difficult to stop. It's all about moving forward with your life. You can all do it. Well said, Paul. We can all do it. And that's why you need to get on this WhatsApp group as well, because that'll help massively. Because you'll have questions. Just come along sometime in the day when everyone else can't be bothered with you. But we can always be bothered with everybody because we're all in the same boat, you see. Parents and friends won't listen to you. Um, yeah, thanks for that, Paul. It's a good message, that. About talking and listen with non-judgmental here. 60 people, that's good for a Monday night. My right lung is inflamed because of alcohol. You say, how does it affect the lungs? Somebody tell me. I've got no knowledge of that until I had a look at the diagram the other day. Because it takes a bit of research, this. If you do feel the need to drop a super chat in or a cup of coffee, then please do. Take some time. And we're learning things every day. Why do the lungs get affected? Manchester, 99 evening. How are you doing? Hangxiety was dreadful. Yeah, it is bad. Getting on planes, trains, all fucking nightmare on a Monday. The fear of getting stuck in the tube. Same with me. Horrendous. Horrendous. Tony, I was asking a mate of mine a while back about alcohol. He's on a classification board for drugs, and he reckoned it'd be a class A. Oh, definitely, yeah. Alcohol would be class A. Definitely. It kills so many people. Barely passing blood, that's not good. It basically affects all your body. Fluid intake. Yeah, it knackers your body. But knackered my brain. But my brain's come back. Well, I don't know if it's fully working, but I can still get the odd clue in the Telegraph crossword. But I think it's because the liver is inflamed, pressing on the right lung. Oh, so you mean, yeah. So it's causing issues with the lungs. Okay, I understand that. I didn't know that. I didn't realize. Well, I had this bone density scan about 3 years ago when I started to get well. I was still in a wheelchair 3.5 years ago, um, and then I got a bone density scan. I thought, what's all this for? The alcohol can cause brittle bones as well. QP1Q1. No, that is Rachel. QP1Q1. Not sure what that is. Yeah, so we know about the liver. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to get scarred. It's going to try and repair, and of course, scarring nodules, and then it cannot be repaired. So you get fatty liver disease, and you get fibrosis, and you get cirrhosis, and you get liver cancer. That's the stages of it. You can live with cirrhosis, which I've got a long time, a normal life span. Drink plenty of coffee. Well, plenty for just have some coffee. Drink, drink water in moderation. Obviously, go to the gym, keep fit, eat salads and fruits, and just look after yourself and have a balanced diet. Really, just be. Most of medicine is common sense, isn't it? Look after yourself, get plenty of rest if you can. I mean, you do it when you're working hard, but you can always get a bit of rest. It's 24 hours in a day. Paul Goddy's done loads of stuff with the more recent stuff and doing classification. Clever chap. But it's scary to think this is easy to buy. You can buy it at the garage now, petrol station, 24 hours a day. Crackers, isn't it? If you damage your liver enough, it can back up blood flow to the lungs and cause fluid in the lung. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I'm learning so much. I hope we're all learning off each other here. This is why we're going to be a big group, a solid group. Some are passing of blood. It's usually something to do with the kidneys. Yeah. I mean, why do we drink? Seen all these terrible things happen to us, and people. It's the only place. The pub is the only place where people fight to get to the bar to give them money. Give the bar staff money. You don't fight to buy lettuce and cucumber. You stand in a fucking queue, don't you? And what happens at last orders? Jesus. It's like a bull in the china shop stampede, isn't it? To get the bar and buy 2 or 3. I don't know if have you been on an all-inclusive holiday. I've been on a couple. The last one I was on was I was actually sober, so I didn't drink the drink. But for some reason I ended up in this all-inclusive hotel. And people were buying 4 and 5 drinks. It's sort of 5 to 12 before the free bar closed. You could stay up, you could have another drink, but I had to buy it. Just total gluttonous and greed, isn't it? I was on medication for gout, high blood pressure, diabetes. A recent review of my medication after reviewing my bloods. You stop taking all medication. I lost 2.5 stone. Well done, Ian. I'm not on any meds either. Fantastic. Sleep, water, exercise. Yeah, and being common sense. I will reiterate again, if you're getting something out of these lives, and please consider buying a coffee on the link pinned at the top, or put a super chat in. It doesn't have to be very much. It keeps everything current, and I can do research and keep it going. Jason Rains fell off the wagon this weekend, my brother. Love to you in the chat. What, Jason, if you want some help on this, click on the link in the description, one-to-one support link. I'll get in touch with it, or text me, and also think about joining the WhatsApp group. And then I'm going to post some members only comments on there. Videos. +44 outside the UK, of course. You people know better than me about technology, and numbers, and carry on. Lisa, nice to see you. How were all 3 days? Fantastic, Derek. Well done, Derek. My mum recently passed away at 50 due to alcoholism. I've been sober a few months and plan to never look back. Sorry to hear that. Still jam, horrendous what alcohol is. It really crucifies you, doesn't it? I mean, there's no better word than that, really. And to the guys in the pub that I know, you're committing slow suicide. In fact, it's fast suicide for some, because they're going downhill fast and it's not overtake. Very passing blood in the stool, which is also because of the liver. I had gastroscopy, whatever that is, and colonoscopy, all these big words. All clear, it's the liver causing blood in stools, but I also have diverticulitis. What the fuck? So many complications, isn't there, with alcohol? Paul got it, well done, Derek, keep it up. But how are there so many different horrendous things that happen to us with drink? Yet we do it every day. Millions of people. I would say 90% of the general public drink, or the public, don't they? Unless we've got religious beliefs. I know that everybody. I don't know anybody I was at school with who didn't drink. I went to an ordinary school, an ordinary place, with ordinary people. Nothing was extraordinary in my school. Nobody got the Nobel Peace Prize, and everybody drank. That's just the way it was. Everybody didn't play table tennis. Everyone didn't play chess. Everyone didn't play football. But everybody drank. Why is that? They didn't all eat burgers every day, but we drank. We all drank. Everybody drank. And at weekends it was worse, wasn't it? I was up last night feeling ghastly. Lisa, why don't you do a one-to-one for me? If you go into the description on the videos, there's a link. My number's on there as well. My number's all over here as well. So it's the only drug I know that makes relatively normal people go stand on a table and start skipping off to the applause of similar and even normal people. Yeah, we'll go mental, don't we? How come I went from being a really strong policeman with some rank in the Met to winning a dancing competition on a caravan holiday? What the fuck is all that about? Tell Lisa Michelle, I hope you're okay now. Lisa, get off the booze. Drop me a line and we'll go through the link. I'll put my number again. Get onto the WhatsApp group. Anybody who hasn't joined, text me and I'll get you signed up. Because on the WhatsApp group, you can talk about anything. to do it. We talk about anything. It doesn't have to be do with alcohol, really, but just you could talk about anything. It's non-judgmental. You don't have to bring up the doctor every bloody day or every week. The doctors get sick of you. We not get sick of you. We're all here to help each other. We've got a similar goal, you see. All we want to do is get back healthy. When I was in that hospital bed, I didn't care whether I had any money, where I lived. I just wanted to get out. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be alive again, feel alive again, feel the sun, feel the rain, feel the cold, whatever it was. You've been in a hospital for nearly 2 years, and you think your life's gone. You're told by the doctors you're probably going to die in the next year. As I was told in 2019, that's my prognosis was about a year, because I had this cardiomyositis fluid, which was just not going away, really. It was called recurrent or something, not recurrent. The site just wouldn't go away. They should drain it off, came back, drain off, came back. They should have drained it off and it should have settled, but didn't. The good thing is nobody here is blind to the damage and misery caused. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that can be 1,000 things, mate. Anyone with slight swelling of the ankles. It could be it could be edema, tomorrow, but it could be something else. It could be just because it's a hot day, your feet have been sweating, you wear tight socks, you're in the gym or whatever. The main things are feeling fucking terrible, looking terrible, and needing a drink 24 hours a day. That's when you know you're an alcoholic. That's when you got to put the brakes on a little bit and get some help then. Stranger manufacturers don't make you aware of all these health benefits. Exactly. Yeah. It's very true, that, isn't it? It's over glamorized alcohol. It is. It was for me, as in, forget about the press coverage. I used to. I came from a small town in Northumberland. When I got to London, everybody was in the pub and drinking heavily. Which to me looked successful until I saw the tramps around the corner drinking meths. But it's associated with good times, isn't it? F1 drivers, bottled champagnes, and dolly birds. It's always been associated with good times and celebration, isn't it? Not early death. They wouldn't sell much. It was associated with early death. I think everybody was probably warned about hard drugs when they were younger, but I was never warned about alcohol. Never ever warned about alcohol. If you would like to help the channel, please drop a super chat in or hit the buy me a coffee link at the top there. It's pinned at the top. There are no adverts on here now, so it'll flow properly. I hope it's better like that. Yes, I was never warned about alcohol. It was just like you'd be able to go to the pub legally when you're 18, because everybody would be in the pub when they're 15, or 14 if they're big lads and played rugby. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's one of them things where it just seems so normal for somebody to put beer in the trolley, wine in the trolley, a bottle of whiskey in the trolley every week, every day sometimes when they get the groceries. And you just watch your food bill, your grocery bill, crumble to less than half when you stop drinking, when you stop buying alcohol. You know, when you go for a curry, it's always like 50 quid, isn't it? 60 quid for two of you. If you don't have any drink, it's only 25. Bottles of wine in the cinema, 30 quid. Bottles of wine in restaurants, 40 quid. $5.99 in Waitrose. What the hell is all that about? The markup on alcohol is incredible in restaurants. You go to a restaurant and you just want a glass of tap water, a glass of mineral water, they look as if you've got two heads. Absolutely crazy. It's all money oriented. That's all it is, money. Even in pubs, you know, Pepsi and stuff like that, or this post mixer put, it's just water and a bit of syrup, isn't it? Get checked, William. It could be a heart problem. Yeah, that fluid, the swollen ankles. Yes, I agree with that. When I was in one of the hospitals, I wasn't on a liver ward, and a lot of people with swollen ankles which had issues with the heart. One thing I found was that after you get through withdrawal, my anxiety diminished. Yeah, it does, yeah. Could be kidneys. Could be, as Samara said, it could be a lot of things, couldn't it? It's not necessarily alcohol issues, but it's not necessarily liver problems. It could be heart problems. Probably more likely, actually. Tony, that's really good of you. Thanks very much for that donation. Appreciate that. Every little helps, you know. I don't know how much you put in, and that's really good. Nice donation for Tony. Thank you very much. It's brilliant, that, Tony. Don't be daft. Fantastic. Cheers, mate. Love it. Thanks for helping out. So I can keep things current, do a bit of research. 'Cause it takes a bit of time. I quite like doing these. I hope you get some benefit from it as well, because I think a lot of people would miss it already. Even though it's only going a couple of weeks, and it's going to be missed a lot if it collapses during the winter. I don't think it will. I think we'll keep going because we're gelling together quite well as a team, aren't we? And we'll get the first 100 people. We can be all top boys and girls, can't we? Teach thousands of people how to stop. Beef and chicken. I always feel guilty when I spend $30 for a case of beer. It makes me think of the things I could have bought. Exactly. Millions of pounds go wasted every day in the UK on drink. Jonathan Gould, blackcurrant and soda isn't cheap in many pubs now. It is true, yeah. Spoons, everything's cheap in there, even the people. And I go in there. So, Marna, let's not forget we are a minority. Most people we can go out and drink sensibly or have the odd bottle of wine, 100%. We're a minority. And if we can get completely sober, then we're the exclusive minority, aren't we? I mean, the vast majority of the public can have a drink and not get hooked like we did. The alcohol is our fault. Well, we drink too much, don't we? Sometimes people drink because of stress, traumas, and that sort of thing. I'm skint until next week. Don't worry about that, Tony. Less roll. Good man. Some people hide it well. They do, like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hid it for years. Scooter, how are you doing? Nice to see you. We're doing these from 9 now, every night, just for information. Apart from maybe weekends, but this weekend coming, I'm going to be away with my partner, so I might do one. I forget to find a nice restaurant somewhere. But once the WhatsApp group is up and running, on this number, you text me on this number, and I'll add you to the group. Then it's going to be a lifesaver for some people, because you cannot always get into hospital. You cannot always get into onto a helpline, and I don't know how busy the 111 thing is now, but I could never get through any helplines. But I never rang Samaritans anything like that. Wasn't that bad? Even though I got depressed and felt suicidal. Right, okay, that's the number there. So that's going to be the number to get in touch regarding the WhatsApp group, and I'll put some exclusive content on there, members only stuff, do questions and answers. Scooter, you're present now. Don't worry about that. You're doing really well. Thanks for what you're doing. But you don't judge a book by its cover. A surgeon could be not. Of course, I could. I knew a surgeon was not going to die. He operated on my daughter's foot. A few weeks after he did the operation, I saw him in Morrison's buying 4 cans of beer and a bottle of whiskey and anything of it. And then he was buying it every day. So we don't. Anybody can. It just does not discriminate. Alcohol. It would take any of us down. So quickly. And we can't afford to treat it lightly now. There's no shame, exactly, Scott, but there is still a stigma, isn't there? There's still a massive stigma to it. Even there's no real shame to it. I'm not ashamed, because I'm sober confident now. That's the difference. I was even frightened to go to the doctor and say, look, I'm not got a problem. Why is that? There's a lot of alcoholics. Well, if I went along and had a bad arm, or I had a mark here, I'd go and look, doctor, I want the sword. When I used to go about alcohol, I go, skirt around the problem. Having a few too much to drink, skirt around the problem. You've got to go in the doctor and say, I have £20 a day, then you might get some help. But we don't do that, do we? There's not a lot of help, really, unless you push it. When I wasn't given the diazepam in 2014, I slipped into self-medication. Alcohol. I really wished I'd pushed it now with the doctor. I wish I'd just gone to A&E. I'm not leaving until I get something sorted, My dentist, as a kid, was drunk. Dentists, have one of the highest suicide rates of any profession, for whatever reason. Somebody asked, does alcohol really help you? Thanks for the donation there. I would really appreciate donations. It helps so much. And if you want to drop a coffee in there, please do. I'm sure when we meet, we'll have a coffee or two. That's with alcohol. Where is it? Does alcohol really help you relax? I thought it did, but it doesn't. It's a false sense of relaxation, isn't it? Birdie, I'm always worried about my health. That's why you need to get get off it then. So drop me a line and we'll try and work together and get off it. I'll design you a plan. If you go onto the description, there's a link in there. Anybody wants to get off it, get off it. Don't procrastinate. Stop procrastinating. Stop waiting for the right time. Oh, I'm going to stop next Tuesday. Just stop whenever you can. Try and cut down at least if it's not safe to stop. And once you've stopped for a week or two, then everything's in here. Then it's just all in here. You're not going to fall over. You're not going to get arrested. Just all in here. You're not going to have your leg chopped off. It's just don't have a drink. That's how simple it is. The mirror was cracking in the mouth. Hi, Paul. John. It's me, John, I was pushing up to 3 letters a day. Jesus, man. 2022, I used the cheap Galahad from Aldi to win off. Not for Phil Code 37. Bloody hell, 3 litres a day. Must be all bad breath, can't it? Does wash me. Well, that's pretty hardcore. Yeah, 3 litres a day. Incredible. Alcohol does a number on your health, of course it does. We can't heal score. I mean, I'm an example. Samara's an example. You're an example. We're all examples of good people who said, right, there's enough. This is enough. Not enough. Enough is enough. And we're now making changes. Positive changes to your life will keep you off. When you meet the right people, and your life will be better. We can become 15 to 20 years younger. 100%. Yeah. I looked 80 when I was drinking too much. Lost all my muscle. Now I've got the gym. I've got a younger fiance. I've got a great life. I'm not wealthy, but I don't need to be wealthy. Your health is your wealth, you know. If you've been at the bottom of the bottle, which is taking you to death's door, every day is a good day. I don't give a fuck what problems I've got. If there's a leak, if the bath collapses or the boiler goes tits up, or the car breaks down, just laugh about it. You can't change that. But when you get your health back, you look at life in a totally different way. And you think, wow, I'm still alive. It's absolutely horrendous when you think you're going to die. If you benefit from these lives, please drop a coffee in or a super chat. It helps me keep the material current and keep doing the videos and the lives for you and whatnot. I hope you're enjoying them. And I hope it's better without the adverts. My tolerance went up and up, so I ended up homeless, so living back in the back of a car. And then got into a charity called Changing Lives. Crikey. See, I knew of a captain of an aircraft carrier. Ended up begging on the steps of Waterloo Station. He lost everything due to alcohol. You don't get a bigger fall from grace than that. So true. Hell of a story that. I mean, can you imagine being a captain of an aircraft carrier? And you got at the end you've got a pot of pissing. I wasn't too far from that. If I had another police pension, I would have been knackered. Completely knackered. I'd be dead, well dead by now. It's a good story, somewhere. It's so true. I've seen people fall from grace. It's not a good sight. It's amazing we're all similar. We're very similar personalities. Caring, overthinking, people pleasers with a good heart. So you've got a good heart. You can drop a coffee link in, or we can do a super chat. We're all nice folk here. Similar experience while drinking, non-identical. I have literally been to hundreds of meetings, and every one has similar stories. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? I felt uncomfortable drinking lager, but drinking Glens straight from the bottle, by the way. It was to get the hit quicker. Yeah, I never did that, thankfully. I did try it, but I didn't like the taste of spirits. I couldn't do it. Our stories are very similar, yeah. I worked on commercial radio for a long time, and I promise you all, everyone who works there, drunk like crazy. And the studio stunk of booze. It was all acceptable. Same with the police, really. Lisa Michelle, you're right, so we all have that in common. Yeah, we've got these personality traits are all. I've been supporting and mentoring quite a lot of people now, and we're all similar types. And I said to one guy, I said, we all got back in the drink, we'll have a great time. It was a joke, obviously. We can't drink again, because if we drink again, we're going to die. And that's it. There's no other way out. You've got the two choices. It's easier to drink yourself to death than not. But the benefits of not are a thousandfold. It's so easy to stand up. I thought myself before, although I've had a few things done. I was in hospital. It's all in your head you're going to go back and have one. Why do you want to have one? Why do you want to socially drink again and kill yourself? The promises they talk about in the big book do come true. I've never done it here. I went twice, but I haven't really looked into it. I might pop along one day and maybe just want to do a talk. See what I can contribute. See what they can give me. See what I can not give me, but you understand what I mean. Um, Better relationship, better health. Well, yeah, you get better relationship, better health just by stopping drinking, though, don't you? It's all very similar, but I understand where you come from. If you do want to drop a coffee, and the links at the top, pinned. I've said before, there's no adverts anymore. I hope that works better for you. I can't even see how a live would work with adverts. It's beyond my pea-brained, pea-sized brain, I think. The ears helped a lot of people, but I wouldn't mind making this like the ear, but a little bit more dynamic. If that makes sense. Yeah, joining us, just drinking whiskey, bloody hell. A love for life, winding it out. Yeah, it's very true, winding it out with something like this. You can't numb good things out. Ian was, I used to panic on early morning shifts that people would smell alcohol in my breath. I became very paranoid. Yeah, it happened to me. I was just paranoid all the time about everything. I couldn't function, to be honest. Exactly the same boat as used to. I went out medically, so I received the war pension, Navy pension. If it wasn't for that, I would have been out of the streets. Yeah, similar story. I went out with a medical, I had a broken arm. So I was fortunate I got the police pension, but I didn't go out to drink. My heavy drinking stopped when I retired. I retired quite young, and I then got divorced. So I was retired, single, and with a couple of quid. Boosh, it was party time, wasn't it? We're embarrassed when people know. We shouldn't be embarrassed, though. If you said you got cancer, people would say, "Whoa, Jesus!" Or if you said a recovering heroin addict, you'd get the pat on the back. I've given up cocaine. I've given up gambling. I've given up heroin. Wow, you're doing really well. I'm not drinking. Why don't you drink? You should. Well, you're going to be born. Why can't you drink? Why can't you just how one? Why don't you drink on holiday? Can you drive? Why don't you drink at Christmas? Surely you must be like one on New Year's Eve. All that bollocks. Just wash over it and wash them away. With those thoughts. Yeah, my subordinates lost my trust. Yeah, of course. Everything comes down quick. As soon as it gets a grip of you, my dad, this is an expression my dad used to use. When alcohol gets a grip of you, that's a good expression, gets a grip, a firm grip of you. That's what I had. It had a grip on me. As soon as it gets a grip on you, then you're knackered. It's as simple as that. COVID, people blame it on COVID. I think COVID, that didn't exist to me because I was in hospital. I didn't see it. But it's just another excuse, COVID. It allowed people to drink more because they didn't have to go to work in the mornings or travel, Urban Angst, howdy. Nice to just wanting to say hello. Currently on a live stream watching the Ali trial in Washington State. Rain can drive me to drink. What's the Ali trial then? These must have two ambassadors on my GP. Yeah, why is that? Yeah, the guilt, embarrassment, and burden of being a secret drinker is a full-time emotional. Oh, it's incredible, yeah. It is emotional job, worthy of an Oscar. It was a full-time job. I've said a number of times the amount of hours we put into drinking and recovering, we could run a multi-million pound business between us, couldn't we? For on your own, really. I know what Bertie said to say. Is it done? Be that way. They'll help you. Yes, we're great actors, won't we? Won't we just? But COVID made a lot of people develop a drink problem. They built bars in the garden. Well, yeah, you can drink at home if you've got no control of it. I mean, you pour in big measures out, I suppose, if you drink spirits. Buy cases of beer, a whole case. You drink fast at home, don't you? I did anyway. If you want help, go to. What that's all about. So if you want to donate something, then please drop a super chat in or hit the buy me a coffee link. So I want to keep it well funded. This I want to try and get a hall or something booked up after Christmas to have a meeting. I've got a few ideas. Your daughter probably has a bunch you didn't drink already. Yeah, you never know, do you? Without trying to sound weird or creepy, you can talk to me or anybody else on here and we'll help. It's a good point. Yeah, we're all here to talk. This is why you need to text me this number and get this WhatsApp group full. Because this is going to be invaluable to people. This WhatsApp group, trust me, especially in the winter. I keep saying that. Error, try again or whatever. Now let me put this number in something. Chat publicly, Stephen 07. These computers, I wish I'd use them probably. They're good when they work. Well, this one works, I just don't know how to use it. That's it. Numbers on it. Jonathan, 9 days sober, feeling so much happier. Hangovers turned into withdrawals. The anxiety was crazy. Thought I was going to die a couple of times. When and why has it changed? That was like that. Was sent twice and coffee. Oh, thanks, Jonathan. I was going to die. It changes when the body gives up and hangovers become withdrawal, when they start to shake. Heart palpitations, sweats, and all that. A hangover really is just a bit of a dry mouth, feeling a bit nauseous, tired. When you get slipping into withdrawal and you start to shake, and you start to feel like you need a hair of the dog, another drink, then you've got serious issues, That's a problem. Just clarify with people, Stephen. How would we all join the WhatsApp group? Right, text me on this number, and then I'll guide you through this. If you're outside the UK, it's +44, yeah. +44 if outside the UK. If you text that number, for a WhatsApp group, it's on a different number. If you text this number, I'll guide you in from there. Right. That's good. Look at that WhatsApp. Jesus Christ. Can't even type properly. Group. Oh, it's going to be good, the WhatsApp. I've got a good feeling about it. It's my idea. I think the two girls who helped me out, my fiance helps me and my daughter helped me. They're probably a bit, may not work, but I think it's going to help a lot of people out. It would have helped me out. I wish I had something like this or a WhatsApp group to join when I was ill. Instead of just sitting lonely, getting more and more depressed on my own for years. Jason, I don't know if you asked this, but you're helping so many people. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. Poor girl, you're truly knackered, Steve. It gets a grip on you. It is. Once you get a grip, you're fucked. But when you get better, you will all be able to deal with everything. Yeah, you're always going to get problems, won't you, Paul? But you can deal with them much better when you're sober. Urban Age, I always felt the hangover is basically the first stage of withdrawal. Yeah, it gets worse, doesn't it? But by the afternoon, I used to feel better. And that's when the obsession needs for another drink, of course, yeah. Thanks, Scooter. Steve is dedicated. I'm dedicated to help everybody. Sometimes I need a little bit of funding to keep that going, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to keep going because I want to save people's lives. I would hate anybody to get to the point that I was. I can't describe how bad I felt. It was like being in hell, to be fair. I went from a very strong, capable, confident person to becoming very vulnerable, needing somebody to push me around in a wheelchair. I used to be a copper on the streets of London, strong as an ox, mentally and physically. Then I went from that to being 9 stone in a wheelchair. What the fuck happened to me? Withdrawal starts later. Hangover is the body feeling the damage you just did. Yeah, that's true. Good point, Scott. Yeah, it's a bit later on in the process, isn't it? 2 weeks sober, done. I haven't been sober this long since I was 16 and now 46. Brilliant. You're doing well. Fantastic news. Round of applause there for the Dunf. What's it called? D-U-N-F. Yeah. Well done. Good job on that. Incredible long time sober, isn't it? Well done there. So we've done, how long have we done? An hour and 50 minutes. We'll do an hour and a half so we can get a few super chats in and a little bit of coffee maybe, and then keep things moving. I'll do a bit more research. I've got a couple of ideas for the channel. I was special from the age of 19 to 22. police, and there was a few lads on the team I knew drank a bit more than they should. I didn't drink a lot at the time. Crazy. Tony, let's see. The thing is that most of the guys I knew drank, but obviously didn't drink as much as me. But a few of them did, and a few of them aren't here anymore. Some went abroad and drank themselves to death. Drank themselves to death. Stay focused. Don't drink over it again. Don't drink at all. No. That's a good point, Scott. Yeah, we can't drink like social drinkers. We are beyond that, unfortunately. Totally beyond that. We've got to be sensible about it now. And as my dad said, years ago when he was still alive, grow up. And I'm saying now, Jonathan, Jonathan bought a coffee. Jonathan Richardson, thanks very much. Cheers, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Anybody can afford a coffee, it all helps to keep the channel moving along. It's just makes it easier for me to keep going, buy the new equipment and stuff I need, and spend time in research, speak to you all on that sort of thing, because it takes quite a lot of time. But I enjoy doing it, don't get me wrong. It's always nice to get something back a little bit and keep it going. And I want to get this meeting for next year. So it sounds a long time, January next year. But it's not really. It's August this week, isn't it? Withdrawal is like, thanks again, Jonathan. Really appreciate that. Coffee. If anybody else wants to drop a coffee in, please do. And keep going a bit longer. Withdrawal was like purgatory, the closest metaphor. Only full repentance and acceptance of eternal sobriety can save you from sliding into hell. Fair enough. Good one. Christopher Wheeler, I'm 37, wish I could stop drinking now. Watch you every day. Christopher, if you go onto the description of any of the videos, there's a link for one-to-one support. Click on the link. Or text me. Oh, also join the WhatsApp group as well. Just get in touch. The more you get in touch, the more we can help you. Or more we can help you. Because we're all here to help you now. We all want to be helpful and healthy and happy again. Because your health is your wealth. I keep saying it, your health is your wealth. See if I'll send you some sort of chance on the tomorrow. No problem, mate. Don't worry about that. Thanks, Samara. I appreciate your support and your knowledge. Jason York, take a bubble bath instead. A lot of thanks very much, Jonathan, appreciate it. I'd be drunk in bed. That sounds terrible. I used to drink a lot in bed. I couldn't. In fact, I can still drink lying down. So my girlfriend was laughing at me the other day. How can you drink lying down? I got used to it. Couldn't get out of bed. Go to the movies instead. Call someone. Yeah, we'll screw up all. If we're on, once we get this WhatsApp group on, texting them. I'll get assigned to the WhatsApp group, and we'll all go from there. We'll speak to each other. Christopher Wheeler, thanks so much for that amazing Twitter chat. So good. Keep the good work. If I won't be us anymore. Honestly, Christopher, that's incredible. Thank you so much for that. That's so good. Cheers very much. And let's get together and let's all get healthy and get strong together, yeah? Again, thanks, Christopher. Thanks everybody who's donated and the coffee and stuff. It makes a massive difference. Christopher Wheeler, legend. Really good. Cheers, Scooter. See you all, John. Go get my credit card. Plenty of time. So I had a quite good night so far. I've got 118. Any other subjects you want to talk about? I mean, it starts off with a few subjects, but we end up just talking about general things, which is good. It's a bit like a sober pub, isn't it? And that might be something to think about in the future as well. The business out of if we all were together. There's something we'll develop out of this. I'm 100% sure of that. Because there's a lot of brains on here. A lot of brains, a lot of experience, a lot of good people. When you've got good people together, you can achieve anything. And I know that. Samara will know that because we both work with similar types. And maybe you all know that as well. Because everyone here is a good person, as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes I never got out of bed, only used the toilet, and that was usually a bucket in the corner. So I was like that, pissing in a bucket. Something just in the corner. It was just any healthy, confident person to gibbering mess in no time at all. Loads of stuff to do other than drinking, no matter what you're into. So, or fitness, yeah, I agree, Paul. Dennis, how are you doing? Chris will be like, I think I'll have one drink, then will not. That will work. One drink was no good to me. Daniel, evening all, joining the late tonight. Hope everyone good, really enjoying the chat. See if I can get a coffee when I can. Thanks you very much. Nice to see you, Daniel. I went to a lot of movies. Yeah, 10-year coming up September. That's amazing. There's some long-term sober people here. 10 years, 15 years, you know. I'm like only 5.5, me. Um, Fantastic. Tell when it goes to that stage, yes, you're all good, all good people, aren't they? Alex, it's scary how fast units build up when drinking. I never counted units, really. I just know that the last few years, the 5 years after my last relapse, 2014 to 2019, when I was on death's door, I never enjoyed one drink. Never got a buzz. Chris, oh, thanks very much, Christopher. I really appreciate that. The amazing donation. You're top man. Everyone's top people on here, and it's fantastic to get this sort of group going. We've got very positive mindsets, haven't we? And I think we can get each other to a much better place. Cheers, Christopher, again. Amazing. We can get each other to a much better place, a much bigger place, a much healthier place, and we can build on this and build our lives again, because we've all lost a lot of time, you know. We've been lying around drinking and recovering and sleeping too much and pissing our partners off and all this sort of thing. We become very insular, very selfish people when we drink, very devious. Cotton Eye Joe, I would drink brandy and coke at the cinema and come out pissed. I couldn't go to the cinema. So, has anybody else had a problem with that as well? Going out somewhere sober, you're always looking for a bar, aren't you? Or somewhere where you can get a drink. Cheers again, Chris. Appreciate that. And you cannot function without a drink. I couldn't go for a haircut sober. I didn't want to sit in the chair. I thought, I won't be able to get up. I won't be able to get out of the chair. What was all that about? I couldn't drive on straight roads, you know, because of the fear of not being able to get off the straight road in case I had a heart attack. It sent me mental. You know, how does it send a decent, ordinary guy? I'm not the brain of Britain, but I'm not stupid. How does it send me mental? And it did. I'm not trying to admit that. I was not right in the head. Another expression my dad said. But you're not right in the head, Stephen. You're not right in the fucking head. Having all this beer in the cupboard, you know? It's just, it takes us to the level of desperation, doesn't it? Birdie's back. Oh, good man, Birdie. I fell over and broke my arm. Didn't even go to hospital because I was worried about the drinking. That's what happened to me. But not my arm. I spilled some pasta sauce on my foot and there was a massive, massive blister, bled and all sorts. I got a friend of mine who was a nurse, a male nurse, to come and test it. Fucking so dangerous. I could have got sepsis from that. I didn't do any help. I didn't get my teeth done, really. I had to get them all. My teeth were okay, actually, but after 10 years, but I had to get them all whitened and so. So yeah, but he's brought a good pint out there. We're trying to go to the doctors, aren't we? In case they mentioned this dreaded drinking takes us in the hospital and we can't drink anymore. Fucking joke. We've been idiots, haven't we? We really have. Without any comedy upsetting anybody. The bonus is you don't have to go for a haircut much longer. It's going. It's true, but actually it looks right. I just had a cut. 30 quid. A lot of money, isn't it? I don't. I'm not looking too bad for 63. I feel 23 because when I was drinking in my 20s, I felt ill with a drink. Even then. Neil Hughes, same here, broke 3 ribs and didn't go to hospital. Yeah, I've done that as well. Fell over in the flat. Bang. Horrendous, man. 30 quid. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. It was 26 2 weeks ago. Well, 2 months ago. What's happened here? 30 quid. I'm not going back there. 30 fucking quid in the northeast. Can you imagine what's out in the south? Daniel Lappin. But then again, it's 30 quid I used to spend on drinks, isn't it? But I spent 30 quid in a few hours. Talking about the anxiety was how I found your chance. I got the point I couldn't get on a bus or train. That was exactly the same as me. Couldn't drive straight, couldn't get on a bus, couldn't get a train. I got the barbers. It's really weird, that barber thing. I had to learn to get my own hair. I had to cut my own hair. Why did we do that? Why is it you can't sit in a fucking barber's chair for 12 minutes? It's the most simple thing to do. You know, the funny thing is, when you get sober, you enjoy a cup of coffee, a slice of toast, a haircut, or when a nice little bird washes your hair. It's quite good, isn't it? Don't like the fellas doing it. But joking aside, the simple things in life are the best. When you're drinking, all you want to do is drink. You can't take your daughter out. You can't pick her up. You're not reliable. I missed my daughter's graduation. Horrendous, man. Absolutely fucking horrendous. The things I did, not good at all. Robert, I preferred drinking by myself at home because getting a DUI terrified me. The one problem is you eventually run out. Yeah, that was my anxiety was horrendous. It's gone quite well tonight now. It's nearly 1 hour 25. We'll keep going for a while. If you want to drop a coffee in, please do, or a super chat. It's most welcome. That keeps things moving along quite nicely. Right. Yeah. The fear of running out got me to get 48 cases of beer. That's how mental I went. You could never drink them. I got sold off when I went to hospital. Or given them, I think somebody must have given them a charity or something. Or the builders came in and fucking took them. I don't care what the fuck happened to them. I'm just glad I got rid of them. I'm glad I'm sober. I'm so pleased I'm sober. 48 cases of 24 cans. Unreal. I should take photographs. I cut my own hair the other day. It was so long I sat on it. Almost snapped my neck. Jesus Christ. Still haven't gone in to have a proper trim. Why not? Anxiety, isn't it? Why are all these things the same? When I first mentioned driving on straight roads, when I was talking to the guy in the 1-to-1, he's got his own company, very intelligent guy. I was the same, couldn't drive on straight roads. Where's that from? And then somebody mentioned the barber, the haircut thing. Same with the dentist. I couldn't go to the dentist, I couldn't go to the doctor, I couldn't go to the optician, I couldn't go anywhere. Nowhere I could go. That's where. Alcohol, this is a good title for tomorrow night's video. Alcohol will take you nowhere. It won't, man. It'll take you fucking nowhere. Can't go for a haircut. Why can't we go for a fucking haircut? Sorry for swearing, but it annoys me how stupid I've been. As far as drugs, alcohol tops them all. It does mind negative effects. I agree, Richard. Yeah, it's horrendous, alcohol. It weaves its way in every part of society. So you've got normal, sensible, decent folk on here who can't go for a haircut. It sounds ridiculous, this. Is that a symptom of alcoholism? You can't have your haircut. What it means is you can't do fucking anything. You can't even do the basics of life. That's why I put a video out the other week. Alcohol and its effects is barely in existence. Barely. You're just surviving. You're on survival mode, aren't you? That's all you're doing. What's your best tips for not relapsing? Can't I do it? I'll take you through it if you need to go on a 1-to-1 for a little while on that one. If you go in the description on the video, there's a link 1-to-1 mentoring and support. Have a look at that and get back to me, and I'll go through it with you because I haven't got time to go through on here. But there's so many questions. Text me on this number, and I'll get you put in for a session. I've got quite a high success rate of getting people off, but it takes a bit of time. Got a couple of hours speaking to you. Paul, apart from when I was injured playing rugby at school, every other injury, arrest, etc., one catalyst. Yeah, all of it was alcohol, people falling over, breaking their legs also. Daniel Lappin, it's the feeling you can't just get it and go. Yeah, no drink. Can't hand off the bus or train. Yeah, you can't do anything, Daniel, when you drink. Anxiety is a good title. Never mind, you could do that to you. It does, yeah. I want to drink sugar, sausages. Well, you can have one. Nobody's stopping you. 30 of us people were going crazy having to isolate because of COVID. Yeah, I haven't had one all day. Well, you're doing well. That number on there, if you want to join the WhatsApp group, text me on that number. Or if you need any help, text me on that number, just drop me a line. We have 30 packs, not cases of 24 beers, and I had to buy 2 on Saturday to get through the whole weekend. Jesus, man. And I've been sober 10 years and still can't go for a haircut. Really? The anxiety still got you? Right. It's horrendous, isn't it, that? And my anxiety went pretty quick. The chance of meeting on the street is a big relapse danger. Yeah, people say to me, fancy a pint? No, I can't. I don't drink anymore. Why not? It's the questions you get. You think you're a leper, wouldn't you? Oh, I can't sit with him, doesn't drink. The people I used to drink just take the piss, and I take the piss worse out of them now. Over a year or so, and still recovering from anxiety, relearning to answer phone calls, meeting friends, really steals your confidence. It took all my confidence away. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk down the street. I couldn't get out of the flat. I used to patrol London's West End confidently. A few years later, after I retired, I couldn't get out of the fucking house. That's how quick it gets you. But I was the same. If I had a meeting with the Queen, I wouldn't have gone. Frightening. But it does, yeah, it is frightening, isn't it? It's the shock and awe of it all, isn't it? How did I get here? Was just what I thought when I was in hospital. How did I get here? I mean, even that, yeah. Learned to answer phone calls again. You you can't talk properly. Banksy, when hi Steve, just in Salou, enjoying 0%. Fantastic. Are you living there or just visiting? We're just talking about anxiety at the moment, and hope you're enjoying the one-to-ones. Sorry, the one-to-ones, the lives. Paul Goddard, fantastic donation there. Thank you very much, Paul. Really appreciate it. More than 11 and it keeps this channel very, very buoyant, and it's up to date, and we're going to all do well out of this, you know. We're all going to be healthy again. Turn the clock back. We're not turning it back. Start it up again, because when you get well, it's not just adding years onto your life. Thanks again, Paul. I really appreciate it. Urban Alex, fantastic donation. Thank you so much, Urban Alex. Really appreciate that. Some nice donations coming there. It keeps us going. We'll keep going for you as long as we can. Well, we're going to go on forever, won't we? Until somebody else takes over. But we're all going to do well. We're all going to get super healthy. That's the aim. Want to get super fit, you know, as far as we can. I mean, some of us a bit older, but brilliant. Super State doesn't go through. Thank you so much to both of those, Paul and Urban Alex. Really appreciate that. Why we can be the silent or the exclusive minority and be, you know, forefront in getting people off the booze. I've got a few people who said the AA works, but this is going to work better than the AA because more diverse. There isn't 12 steps or whatever it is there. There isn't any sort of aspect of the higher power. This is common sense, scientific, information led, and experience led sobriety trail. I just made that up. It sounds quite good. It's just like getting people who've been in the shit to drag you out of the shit, in layman's terms. And that's the only thing that will bring you back. Common sense. Favorite coffee, extra hot latte or Americano. And if I tell you a little tip when anybody goes to Wetherspoons for coffee, get an Americano, put some milk in it, pour, sounds ridiculous. Pour half of it out and put 2 espressos in it, then some decent coffee. Really is. Tony, it broke my heart in one of your videos when you said you're on your own repeating the same tracks over and over. I'm so glad you like this now. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, I only had a couple of songs on an iPad. I had a radio, an iPad. I didn't want to get the television fixed. I had no heating. I used to have, this sounds fucking mental, but I've sworn a lot tonight, haven't I? I shouldn't swear, but I've got one of them. Got my daughter to get me a onesie. You know, them tiger onesies people used to wear. It was obviously too small for me. 6'3". However, I had that on, and I used to have a little electric radiator thing. What the hell? I didn't want to get anybody in the flat, change the bottle. I couldn't have stood another person being in the flat because I couldn't drink. It's absolutely mad, isn't it? It's much better than the air. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. And thanks for donations. Jonathan, mad watching others get drunk to get-togethers. Take us 50% of the conversation, at least never witnessed it sober before the end. When you go sober in a pub, it becomes a bit of a pain in the arse. I went into a pub on Christmas Eve, lunchtime, did a little video. I felt very uneasy. I found it, it wasn't a rough pub, it was a decent boozer, normal price beer, and quite expensive actually. More of a bistro type place. It was packed. I felt a little bit uneasy. I didn't want to be there. When I'd been drinking, I'd been fighting. I'd been at the bar all day. I'd been there since 11 o'clock. I didn't feel right in there. So when I go into the pub, Weatherspoons, I go to just see a few of the old soaks to wind them up mainly. I'll have a couple of Guinness Zeros, a bag of nuts, and I'll leave because they just talk nonsense. You know what I'm saying? The free refills. Spoon's coffee is great. Been a while since I've been though. I would like to try Guinness Zero. Right, Guinness Zero on draft. I had it in Dublin when I was with my partner 3 weeks ago. Fantastic. A few restaurants have them. There's places in London, Manchester have them on draft. Tony, yo, so I've DJed in a place once and stayed sober, and everybody was super drunk, and I felt like a bloody alien. Yeah, it's dreadful, isn't it? You feel really out of it, don't you? Thanks for the coffees. Anybody else wants to donate a coffee or a super chat, would be most welcome. Appreciate what you've done tonight, and appreciate all of your input for Monday night. It's good. And honestly, this is going to be so busy in the winter when people have got less to do. Did you say Tiger onesie? Yeah, the Tiger onesie. You know the ones from Primark. Crazy, don't look. I wish I got some more photos. Jesus. Favorite band or artist to listen to now? I would say my favorite is probably still a bit of the Police. Sting used to be my hero. I used to play the bass guitar, and he comes from this area. You two I like Rush as well. I like all sorts of music, to be honest. The Smart Recovery Handbook is also a good self-study course, and or in-person meetings for some it's a good discussion group. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. Sausage of Valencia, £3,000 compensation of 16 stars. Yeah, bit of cash, you see. That's why I've gotten a real. I mean, I was always a heavy drinker when I left the place. I got worse. Stone Roses, yeah, good band. I like Keen. 30 Seconds from Mars. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate that. And super chat. There's some fantastic donations. I really appreciate these, And this channel is going to grow and grow, and it's going to get stronger and stronger. I mean, you'll all get notoriety from this if you want it, or maybe you just want to help yourself, help others. But I've never seen such a good bunch of people in my life, to be honest. And I was taken off after just 2 weeks. It's quite awesome, to be honest. I was a bit nervous about doing these lives, but you've made it really easy for me, and I appreciate that. I really do. Costa. Well, honestly, if you want to say a bit of cash, then Wetherspoons, pretty good as long as you mix them together. Betty, that's a great show. The Jam for me, Betty. Yeah, I saw the Jam years ago in Newcastle City Hall. I was obsessed with Biffy Clyro. Not so much now. I don't think Biffy Clyro. I don't know what the hell that means. That's just a funny sort of thing. Biffy Clyro. If anyone's got any jokes, throw them in. Because it's nice to make things a little bit light-hearted, isn't it? We've been through all the serious stuff. We're all getting well again. We should celebrate this. Can you imagine what Christmas would be like? It'd be mad, wouldn't it? And that's why I want to have a meeting together. Yeah, somebody mentioned the alcohol in your immune system. It will knack your immune system. Since I stopped drinking, I've never had a cold or flu or sore. I had sore throat a few weeks ago. My partner said, because she's into all this stuff, get some lemon, ginger, boil it in a pan, breathe it all in. I burnt my face a bit, but then it won't go rid of the cold. Your immune system's knackered when you're drinking. All the guys that I speak to in the boozers in the summer, snotty nose wankers, you know what I mean? Coughing and spluttering. I can't stand it because I'm super healthy, as you know. Bertie Bus, great shout. Wrote, I'm 53 and almost 8 months sober, around 51. The body started saying no. Yeah, fantastic. That Urban Angel. Angst, sorry. Your body will start to say no, 40 to 50. You can't brew a soup. We better have some soup rather than beer. Maybe, yeah. I quite like a cold drink, Tony, I should not be saying this, and probably, but I saved a young lady's life in Costa the other year. and they gave me free cost for life and gift tokens to friends. I was sort of, well, that's good then. Was you choking or about to be fit or something? Christmas is difficult having a drink problem. It is, but when you come on here, you'll not have a drink problem. You'll be sober by then, Billy. You might even have a little job on here. I don't know what we're going to get you doing, but we'll get you doing something. So we're 3 moderators who've done a fantastic job, by the way. Davos. Since I stopped 2 years ago, I ain't had a day off work. There you go. There you go. Because your immune system's strong again. You won't be feeling shite. You won't have colds, flus, sniffles. I think you've done brilliant in done 2 weeks. Everyone taking part is well done. Yeah, great. Paul, thanks for that. You're a good bunch of folk. You know, men and women, and it's going much better than I thought. I didn't have any expectations of it, to be fair. I just thought, let's give it a shout. And people have come on who are very good, very friendly people, and very helpful. So, when I was in the psychiatric hospital, there was an emergency admission of a man dressed in high vis. He was a roadside AA man. One of the patients shouted, "Hi mate, how you had a breakdown?" Fucking hell. Read this Marina's joke if you can see it. It's quite good. Had a breakdown. She had a fitting coat, and I caught her as she was about to hit her head on the counter. Jesus. Thankfully, my mate was a paramedic who I was with. Long story, but yeah, we got free coffee. That's great. Good story that Tony's and his mate saved a woman's life. Top job. Next, while still drinking mostly Corona and stouts, I would get chronic strep and completely lose my voice. Really, bloody hell. You see, when your immune system's low, you're going to catch all sorts, aren't you? It's a good little joke that from somewhere. Wait, it's not really going to go. You're not going to take the Royal Opera House, are you? But it's not bad for this. Look, we'll get more jokes coming in time. This is what we should do with like an hour and a half session, a 2-hour session, the last 15 minutes of jokes. You know, I think everyone has actually cheered up here now. I've got an old friend who used to say to me, "You're the cheer upper," and I think there's a few cheer uppers in here. You never know what is in store for the future. I'm a very optimistic person, and I've got a fantastic partner. I've achieved so much with her in the last 2 years. And we're all optimistic people here. What we'll achieve it's going to be good. I can't see it in the future, but I've got a good idea that working with good people brings good rewards and good feeling. I'll give everyone a free cost in WhatsApp if you join. Just don't tell them it came from me. Well, we're all from all over the world, aren't we? That'd be good. I'll put the number again on the WhatsApp thing. It's amazing that you must don't overdose on the coffee, man. But free for life. Sure, that's fantastic, isn't it? Robert, I can't tell how little I ate when I binged. Remember, after drinking 4 days, looked in the sink, no tissue, no rattles, no, you don't eat. I didn't eat for months when I was really, really ill. Couldn't face it. I used to be sick all the time. Coughing up blood sometimes. Yellow bile. I'm surprised I didn't go jaundice, to be honest with you. Had to watch people going down the same road as us when they don't want to know. Do you think people have it? I don't think people have to hit rock bottom before they want to quit, because a lot of my friends have hit rock bottom and they died. And they wouldn't quit. One guy has had pancreatitis twice. He's on 17 pills a day, 62, which is younger than me. And he looks hideous. And he's been in intensive care twice, and he still drinks. He's been there. He just can't be bothered. He said, "I'll get bored, or would you rather drink myself to death?" And he's not a stupid person. Well, he must be stupid, to be fair, but he's not mentally disturbed. Shireen Marshall, people are always sceptical when I say I climbed Mount Everest. It's true, yeah. It's incredible to get off the drink. And if anybody's done it, or you want to do it, we'll do it together. You do it with me. We'll do it with everybody else on here. And if you do want to drop a super chat in, please do. Donation or coffee or something. It will help us build the channel. Keep it current is the main thing. Keep it going. They're owned by Coca-Cola. I got an email from head office to thank me. It was quite surreal, and the code for life and gift and ability. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Thanks, Tony. Tony's offering coffee there because he saved somebody's life And I didn't realise that Costa owned by Coca-Cola, and he's got free coffee and a few friends and family coffees for the rest of his life. So we need to keep him alive, don't we? Keep him healthy, and we'll get some free gear. Nothing better than a freebie, is there? Even Keir Starmer likes a few. In fact, he likes a lot, doesn't he? Frank Foley, I'm 32, and I know 4 people around the same age who have passed away from alcohol. Jesus, it's 30 odd. Wow, that's frightening, isn't it? 30 odd. I mean, that's half my age. Virtually, I mean, Christ almighty. Billy goes, I was on a whiskey diet. I lost 4 days. So, yeah, you would do it with whiskey. Urban, the pancreas is getting better every day. Nearly normal. That's good. And even when I get a full flu cold when it passes within a week, amazing what the immune system can do when it's not ploughed out on booze. The body will fight for you when you get off the booze. It's very strong, the body, but you've got to give it a chance. If you're going to keep pushing it, you'll be knackered. Really bad. It's horrendous. But it's just Frank said that those people around the 30s who died. I mean, that's no very age, is it? 30 or 30, between 30 and 35, no age at all. So that's why we need to keep this channel strong. We need to save some lives. And by dropping the coffee in a super chat, it'll take us there and get us to a good level where we can put ourselves forward as a big unit and get into even the government level, get the media involved. I've got to contact Sky News. I've been so close to doing 2 different stories, but just hadn't worked out the location. That'll come along hopefully before the end of the year. I've been in newspapers, done a big podcast, which is on Amazon. There's loads of stuff happening. And get you all involved as well. It'll be amazing. It just takes a little bit of time. We've achieved so much in 2 weeks. What it'll be like in 2 months. It's incredible. And even by the end of August, will be huge. Richard's having a coffee. Thank you. I mean, bit of a light-hearted joke. Stephen 94 and looks at him now. There you go. Betty Bassett, I slept like a log last night. I woke up in the fireplace. Jesus Christ. That's reasonably good. The ones I've got are a bit long-winded. Probably too sexual for you anyway. I'll tell you who's a good comedian. Jethro, who died a couple of years ago. I like Mickey Flanagan. He goes about the drink as well. So did Jethro, mind. They're good people. All these good people. We're all good people here as well. Let's have another subject before we shut off. No, I don't know the answer to this one. Somebody else might. Why do some people black out? Why do people black out? Is it a sort of fit or something? Somebody might know about that one. I don't. I got Jethro. Yeah, Jethro died 2 years ago. Why do some people black out? I think I remember waking up at Big Forest a couple of times in the middle of the night. So I must have blacked out. But I've never been out of control. I've never got arrested or anything. Maybe I've just been lucky. The difference between this is quite good. The difference between heavy drinking and alcoholism. What's the difference? I would say it's when you're heavy drinking. It's past the point of hangover, and you're going to withdrawal. And you need a drink every day, or you need like a hair of the dog. So you're drinking more on a daily basis, and you start becoming a top of drinker then. And when you're a top of drinker, then your whole body shuts down because you've got to have a drink. If you don't have a drink, then you can't actually function at all. I couldn't go to bed, so I used to have a drink in the bed and sort of lie back having a drink. I mean, what sort of life is that? Drinking in bed. I know some people do that. I couldn't get out of bed something. And like tomorrow, I was just have a pig in a corner somewhere or in a bucket. Absolutely horrendous life, There's no life, is it? To be sat up in bed or lying in bed for 24, 40 hours in one sort of stint. With no life, no partner, no nothing. Absolutely horrendous, Really, really bad. What do you call an Indian doing a crossword? I don't know. Hospital woman said, I'm not being you any grace, Paul. You fucking crush him and make some wine. That's a good one, Don't bring any grapes and make some wine. You know, when I was in hospital, there was a couple of people had in the liver ward. A couple of people got drinks brought in by family. What sort of family is that? In the liver ward, cirrhosis, and they're bringing bloody drinks in. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? Not good. Right, we've done 1 hour 50, so I think we'll knock it off now because somebody I've got to get for work, isn't it? And when I was in hospital, no, yeah. So well, there's this guy next to me, and his son or something used to come in with 4 cans of Stella every day, and just put them in like a cardboard box. Eventually, one of the male nurses found out, and he used to take just confiscate when he went to sleep. You know what I mean? But why would you do that? Why would you take drinking to a hospital where you know somebody's going? We've got no hospital where you know somebody's in for liver problems and buy them booze. You wouldn't do it, would you? No chance. But there's some thick people about it, isn't there? Who's dying of liver disease and they've been drinking. And they used to let people out, sometimes for home visits. And you could tell that when they came back, they'd had a drink. And they're in the liver wards. When the NHS is on its knees, I would charge them. But when you're in a hospital, you've got to give a bit of a chance. You've got to think, well, hang on a minute, I'm in hospital. Let the doctors do the stuff rather than just think, well, I'm going to go on the drink again because you can't keep going back on the drink. You relapse in the hospital. So I was quite shocked at what went on in the hospital, to be honest. The brothers were drinking. I could tell they were bringing bottles of water in and things, and you could tell they were spurring them because after a couple of hours later, they were pissed, you know what I mean? In the hospital. You just think, well, what are you doing in the hospital drinking? Yeah, it's bizarre. Did you hear about the cross-eyed teacher? She couldn't control her pupils. Good. Blackouts, Paul, yeah. Horrendous, frightening. When I woke up every first couple of times, I'm thinking, well, how have I got here? Because I used to remember vaguely getting on the underground at Oxford Circus, but not getting off the train at Epping. And I had about a 15 to 20-minute walk through the forest, and sometimes I just find myself falling more, just covered in dew, and freezing cold. I think, what the hell's happened there? You know what I mean? It's just horrendous. The whole of the alcohol life really is bad, and there's never going to be any different, really, is it? And we're not going to change it in our lifetime because too much money goes into the system with all of it. It's too big an issue, but we can control what we can control and it helps some people. And help your own family, you know what I mean? And that's a big thing as well, isn't it? What is alcohol tolerance? Well, I've got the tolerance up because I think I drank when I was young. The younger you start drinking, the more chance you've got of becoming an alcoholic, which seems like common sense. But that's another topic for another discussion, maybe. College, I've only blacked out 4 times since scary. But didn't get away with the last one. Oof. Did you hear about the butcher that goes to the casino with no money? He plays high stakes. Not bad. You have an Niagara. What do you call someone born in a den of sins? Brussels sprouts. Reese, hello. How are you? Must be I think I've seen you before. Not new here. Viagra has been rebranded back. His pharmaceutical name, Mark Cox of Flopping. That's quite good. With all these different names of different medications people are on. Yeah, alcohol tolerance. I built quite a high tolerance. I was drinking my father's home brew, which was strong, and I said, the earlier you start drinking, the more tolerance you got, and the more chance you got of becoming an alcoholic. I said it seems like common sense, but it's a road to ruin, isn't it? 100% road to ruin. And it's got, for us as individuals, it has to stop. It has to stop now. And if you're off it, then just stay off it. Come on here, or get into the WhatsApp. I'll put the number again. I'm going to put +44. I mean, everyone knows what +44 means, don't they? Text this number, and I'll get you added to the group. Most of the people who normally come on are on, aren't they? That makes sense. You know what's happening? My typing is horrendous. Here we go. So it says, you can see the number in grey. I don't know what's happened there. Nobody's moderating this one. Maybe off. 783. I can't even type your number. 7837. 205 1. Okay. For WhatsApp group. For push for WA, you know what that means. Okay. Right. 20k. I'll text you. Can you please? Certainly, yeah. Thank you, Stephen. Once I take out, see you next time. When I went to treatment, finished 28 days discharge. Brilliant. Are you okay now, Robert? Hope so. Paul, you really could commit murder whilst in the blackout. Remember that? Yeah. The things we've gone through, the trauma we've experienced, the things we've forgotten, the things we've made mistakes with, it isn't better thinking about. So we've done nearly 2 hours tonight. It's been brilliant. Another good chat. I think we're going to be able to talk forever on here. Your inspiration, Steve, because it's not that hard to come off, really. The hardest thing is staying off. Yeah, that's why I call this get sober, stay sober, because the stay sober is the hard part, isn't it? For a lot of people. I mean, it was hard for me to stop as well, and there's some man to stop. And Leslie stopped, and people like that who've gone right to the edge of it, because we were physically and chemically dependent, Interesting, Ozzy tried to strangle his missus. Can't remember a thing. That's good, huh? Probably did. Thankfully, good night, Steve. Good session. Above. Thank you, Steve. Cheers to the moderators and everybody else on here. And we'll speak to you maybe, hopefully tomorrow. Have a good day. And thanks again to everybody who's donated. Thanks again for every comment. And thanks again to you all for being strong, healthy. And anybody who's not sober yet, we'll get you there. Trust me on that. We've got some good people here. Good folk. Thanks again, moderators, and all of you have a peaceful evening. It sounds like a regular broadcast TV, man, from 19. It sounds like something during the war, doesn't it? This is the BBC, the World War. You know what I mean? Tony, I'm not gay. I want to hug. The show, Steve. Thanks, Tony. Maybe the do. Still the demon drink. Good night. See you soon. Yeah. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, John Boy. What he was called? I can't remember his name. And we'll have some fun with this, but we'll also keep on the serious thread of being healthy, keeping healthy, and getting other people healthy. We'll speak to you soon. Good night, all. Bye bye.